So we're coming up on the end of January, and that means that many of you are coming up on the end of your first month of New Year's resolutions. Now, I grew up in a household where New Year's resolutions were a total thing. My parents lived by resolutions every year, whether it was losing weight or whether it was quitting smoking or whether it was going to be starting to go to the gym, whatever it was, there was always a resolution every new year in my household as I was growing up. But here's the kicker, because as much as I watched my family make a New Year's resolution every year, I also watched them fail to meet their resolution. Even more than that, they started to give up on the thing that they were trying to achieve from the New Year's resolution. So really, it wasn't about the resolution at all. It was about the fact that the goal they wanted to achieve was a goal that they could not meet. So needless to say, by the time that I was in my late teens, early 20s, I did not make New Year's resolutions at all. Because what's the point? No good can come of a New Year's resolution. You set a goal only to then not meet the goal, which then makes you angry at yourself for not meeting the goal, which then makes you just stop trying to meet the goal. I see that as a negative overall, so that's why I don't really believe in New Year's resolutions. But I watch as other people year after year continue to put their time and effort into New Year's resolutions, so I wanted to take this time to explain some of the math and the science behind why these resolutions don't work and how you can find a way to make them work a different way. So first, let's consider some of the math. 80% of New Year's resolutions every year fail. That means 4 out of every 5 people who set a New Year's resolution goal fail to meet that resolution goal, not overall, but within the first 32 days. They quit by the end of January. That means that 4 out of every 5 New Year's resolutions have already failed by February 1st. That is a crazy amount of failure in a very short period of time. On top of the New Year's resolution numbers, let's take a look at the entire year. Over the course of an entire year, 88% of people will admit that they quit trying when something gets too difficult. So whether we're talking about trying to finish college or trying to get a new job or trying to have a better relationship with your girlfriend, boyfriend, or spouse or partner, 88% of people will fail when it gets to be too difficult. Now, when I consider the fact that 88% of people quit when something gets hard and 80% of New Year's resolutions fail by February 1st, when I put those two things together, what I find is that 100% of all of those people are failing to achieve the thing they wanted to achieve. I mean, this takes me right back to when I was a kid watching my family, my aunts, my uncles, my parents, not get the thing that they wanted because they had failed so many times in their own eyes to complete their New Year's resolution. What this shows me is actually that there are 3 lies that are happening all around the world in every language and every culture about New Year's resolutions. And those 3 lies are lies that if we were to identify them and see them for what they are, you could change everything. Lie number 1, salesmen and marketers and commercials are out there telling you that this year is going to be the best year ever. That just isn't true. There is no way that a salesperson or a marketer or a company can tell you what year will be your best year. So when someone tries to say this year will be your best year, they have no grounds to say that because they don't know anything about you, where you are, what you're trying to achieve, what your priorities are, what your goals are. So maybe you want to quit smoking, but maybe this isn't the right time to quit smoking. Maybe January 1st is just not the right specific day to quit smoking for any number of reasons. Maybe March 1st might be a better day, or maybe April 18th will be a better day. Nobody knows except for you. So don't mistake your goals with the marketing that's out there trying to tell you that you have to start now in the new year. Because it's not easy to go to the gym to start losing weight on January 1st. It's hard in most of the country to just go outside on January 1st. So who would think it's going to be easy to go outside into the cold, drive through the snow to go to a gym to start exercising? It's a ridiculous idea. It would be much easier to try to lose weight by going to the gym in the springtime or in the summer when it's very easy to drive from place to place, when there is no school to compete with you, when there is no traffic coming from school buses. So the idea that a commercial or a salesman should tell you when you should start your goal is an absolute lie. The second major lie that people are telling you that brings you down all the time is that you need self-discipline in order to complete your resolution. That is actually patently false. You do not need more self-discipline. It is not self-discipline that is the problem. The reason that you eat the extra chocolate before bed, the reason that you skip the gym every now and then, the reason that you sneak that cigarette or take that extra drink when you're trying to stop isn't because of self-discipline. It's because of something called willpower. Willpower is the actual predecessor to self-discipline. Willpower is like the gas tank in your car. As long as you have gas, your car will go. Willpower is like the gas. Self-discipline is like the car. As long as you have willpower, your self-discipline will continue to hold out. But when you run out of willpower, your self-discipline ceases to work. So imagine the person who goes into the office at 8 o'clock in the morning. They check in, they open the front door of the office, they see on the secretary's desk a dozen donuts. It's not hard at 8 o'clock in the morning to see that dozen donuts and say, I'm not gonna eat a donut today, and walk right past that box of donuts. But by the time 11 o'clock comes around and all you've had is coffee and stress, now all of a sudden that box of donuts looks more appealing. But maybe you still resist and you eat your lunch and you go into your afternoon meetings. Well, by 2:30 or 3 o'clock, you're craving something sweet. You need some kind of kick to finish your day. And now that box of donuts is irresistible, and you go out there and you take a donut, or you take a half a donut, or you take some crusty old dry donut that nobody else ate because you need something. You've been there. I've been there too. What's happening there is that your willpower is breaking down over the course of the day. The actual energy that it takes to say no to the donut literally becomes less and less as the day goes on, just like when you're driving a car and the gas tank goes from full to empty. That's what's happening with your willpower. That's what makes you say yes to the donut. That's what makes you say yes to the extra drink, to the extra nightcap at night, to that cigar that you light up at 8 o'clock at night. Not because you want those things. Nobody wants that extra late night cigarette, but we're simply out of energy. So all these resolutions that say that you need more self-discipline, all of those are just trying to get around the fact that it takes willpower in order to have success. But you can increase your willpower just like you can increase the fuel in a gas tank. You can do it by eating the right things, by getting enough rest, by keeping your stress low. There's all sorts of tools out there to increase your willpower once you understand that willpower is the thing that you need for success. The third major New Year's resolution lie that I want to make sure you're aware of is the idea that as you succeed, your friends and family will cheer you on. That is not true at all. Considering the fact that 80% of people will fail in their own New Year's resolution by February 1st, that means 4 out of every 5 people that you know who have tried to set a New Year's resolution will have already failed by the time you're watching this video. That does not make them want to cheer for you. If anything, that makes them feel like a failure, and as they watch you continue to persevere, as they watch you continue to try, they actually don't have any other option except to hold you down, because they can't run alongside you because they've already given up. So now what they do is they introduce distractions. They introduce excuses. They stop being considerate of your actual needs. This is what happens every time you see an extra box of donuts show up in the office, even though people know you're trying to lose weight. This is what happens when people take a smoke break, even though they know that you're trying to quit smoking. Or when people open up a brand new bottle of top shelf liquor, even though they know that you're trying to stop drinking. They're not trying to hold you back. They're not trying to discourage you or bring you down. They're simply not being attentive or considerate of the fact that you're still persevering to do something that they failed to do. And when you have in your circle of friends and family only other people who have failed, then the only thing they really understand is failure. So going back to my childhood, the reason that my mom and my dad both failed to meet their New Year's resolution wasn't only because they didn't have the willpower to see it through, it was also because once one person fell off the cliff, there was no one there to keep the other person supported or encouraged. Instead, this other person got distracted and held back, so then the other person would fall off the cliff as well. So if you've been in a group or a relationship where you've watched as one person after another kind of falls off the cliff and fails to meet their objective, now you know why. So you end up feeling very alone and unsupported in this very challenging task, a New Year's resolution that you're trying to achieve. So these 3 major lies are floating around everywhere, on the internet, on Instagram, on commercials, in books, everywhere, trying to tell you that you will have the best year ever as long as you have the self-discipline you need and just wait and see how your family and friends cheer you on. Those 3 lies basically make up every pitch that you've ever read. And that's why I'm here to tell you about something that I'm doing that's very different. I'm actually running an anti-New Year's resolution campaign right now at the exact point in which 4 out of every 5 people are either getting ready to fail or have already failed in their New Year's resolution. So here's my promise to you. You don't need self-discipline. You don't have to worry about anyone cheering you on. To hell with them whether they cheer you on or not. And most importantly, this is not going to be your best year ever. But what this could be is the first year that you take control and start controlling what every year looks like, instead of always trying and failing, swinging and missing. And the way that I'm going to do that is by giving you access to my SPY Anti-Resolution Bundle. This is a combination of my best ebooks, my best courses, my best modules that tell you how to optimize and improve your mental health, your physical health, your relationships, and your wealth, all in one convenient package that actually uses empirical scientific process instead of marketing jargon and sales promises. You don't need to worry about whether or not people are going to cheer you on. Who cares what other people think? You don't need to have self-discipline in order to succeed when there's a written, documented process, which is what I'm going to give you. All you need is willpower. And guess what? I'm going to give you the exact system you need to increase your willpower so that you have unlimited self-discipline moving forward. And most importantly, I'm here to tell you the truth. This is not going to be your best year ever, but what this could be is your first year where you take control of what your own future looks like, instead of trusting promises, pills, or failed relationships to get you there. In my Anti-Resolution SPY Bundle, I'm including all of my best content, the most practical, most reliable, easiest, simplest tools that you can use to tactically change your day-to-day life, change your habits, change your sleep, change your relationships, change your diet. It's all right there. And whether you do all of it or just some of it, it's totally up to you. Whatever you do, you will see progress, because the massive benefit that CIA gives to every one of its field officers is a reliable, systematic process to optimize and improve. Because here's the real secret. You don't need to have massive success all at once. All you need is steady, incremental progress. Because if you can be the one that makes progress just one step at a time, while everybody else fails over and over again, you're going to be way ahead of the group in just 3 or 4 steps. So that's what the Anti-Resolution SPY Bundle is all about. It's about saying, hey, you know what? F you New Year's resolutions. F you people out there who think that I don't have enough willpower. F you people who don't want to cheer me on and help me. I don't need you. All I need is a systematic process for success. Because if you really want to get off of drugs or cigarettes or alcohol, you don't need a resolution. You need a system. And the Anti-Resolution SPY Bundle is the system that you're looking for. So go ahead, click on the link below, sign up, get yourself into that bundle right now, because I can guarantee you this. If you start the bundle and it doesn't work for you, you can keep everything included and I will give you 100% of your money back, guaranteed, no questions asked. I know these systems work. I know these systems are zero risk. I know it because I've lived with them. They've helped me succeed in my business. They've helped me keep fit in my 40s. They've helped me have a happy marriage with my wife and my kids. These systems work in ways that I can't even describe, because you don't need to understand the science. You don't need to understand the psychology. All you need to know is that the system works. Trust the system. Let the system do the work. You just reap the benefits. Click on the link below, sign up and get your Anti-Resolution SPY Bundle today. Love it. And if you don't, you can keep it and I will give you your money back, because I'm not interested in watching you fail. That's what other companies do. That's what other salesmen do. What I'm interested in is helping you break a barrier using SPY skills. And when you break that barrier, I want to be the first person to hear about it so that I can celebrate with you. Click the link, get the system, change your life, and I'll see you on the other side.